Good evening, our viewers. This is the Church of Uganda Family TV, a TV that enriches lives. My name is Reverend Asaph Kauma Mabirizi. I work with Mukono Diocese and also chaplain at Seroma Kusinai School. I also serve as assistant vicar at St. Dunstan's Parish within Mukono Diocese. This is parenting. We are trying to share how we can help parents raise well their children, especially in these bad days. In this generation where parents hardly have time for the children. I send greetings to all our listeners, the people who view this program. But in a special way, I want to thank the management of Family TV for giving us this opportunity to run this program. Today, we want to talk about finance management in line with parenting. It's evident many young children don't have skills of managing resources, especially hard cash. Mind is when they get money, they want to use it immediately. Until it is finished, the heart cannot rest. And that cannot be considered proper management of finances. Neither can it help our children to prepare for tomorrow, to be relevant, to prepare for emergencies or things that you hardly expect to happen in your life. So, what is financial management? This is how you manage or you handle your resources, financial resources. And this means hard cash. How you handle your financial resources to sustain you through all circumstances or all stages of life. Now, good parenting will involve this area of training children on proper management of money resources, and more so hard cash. Children who are not trained in this area are often weak at managing resources, and instead resources manage them. As a chaplain, I've seen this among many young children. They're given pocket money, and they will eat every time they get space. They will eat that money until it is finished. And hardly can they read until the money is finished, which is not so good. And I've seen some who will want to always be in touch to people who are sources of money, especially hard cash. All the time, they want to be in touch because they want to keep money flowing into their lives. As they eat, they get worried. Their concern is to get in touch with the source so that money can flow. I want to agree that not only children, but also adults. Some of us were not trained so well during our childhood, and it has been a struggle learning to manage resources. There are others who are adults and still carry on with the same problem. They never budget. When they get money, they spend it from there and then, without a plan. Traditional aspects versus modern formalities today. Way back, if I could have some kind of picture of how our parents used to run finances alongside their children, I think it was kind of easy for children to pick ideas from their very children, parents. Because parents used to work alongside their children. And the purpose was for the children to learn working. There was no real formal education to go to school and in class for the whole day and then back home. It was not there. School was informal. You alongside with your parent, and when you realize that out of work there's money earned, a child will easily know. And then probably the father may spend it while the boy is watching. and picking some skills on how to spend money. So the idea is, if the father was an extravagant person, most likely the child would grow up to become equally extravagant. If the father from work drinks up all the money with alcohol, the child is most likely to do the same when he grows up. So, but today we are kind of formal. Parents expect their children to learn everything from school, unfortunately, which cannot be true. Teachers will agree with me, theirs is to offer academic package. If they are to offer any parenting issues, they would be assisting you. But their priority is to offer, the priority they have is to offer academics. They cannot offer everything. Parents, your responsibility is to role model before your children, to talk to them, to be an example, so that they learn many of these aspects of life which their teachers at school may not tell them. Remember, the attention the teacher will give to your child will depend so much, because he's a one teacher attending to a whole class of 80, 40, 50, depending on the numbers in the school. The attention cannot be as much as the attention a child will receive from a parent. Let's continue. So, one key aspect that can be helpful to all parents in this area of parenting is to make a choice to role model well before these children, especially in the area of financial management. You as a parent, how do you manage your resources? Do you involve your children? Or they don't know at all? They just guess. They can even plead for something without knowledge whether you have or not, but they have assumption that dad always has money, mommy always has got money, which may not be true. And this can involve the following: setting realistic budgets. Parents, I encourage you to budget for your families. One time here we talked about family business meetings, and one of the things we talked about that is involved in such a meeting is to discuss family budgets. This is the modern trend today. If we are living the traditional way of life and adopting the modern formal way of learning, then we need also to consider the approach we use today that will help our children. What approach are you using today to help your children learn financial management? One way is by drawing budgets. Bring your children together and draw together budget. What things do we need to plan for this month? Maybe this year. What are our short-term goals? What are our mid-term goals? Can we talk about our long-term goals as a family? And when you plan together, you are helping these children to plan their year, to plan for their personal, to think about their personal life, managing their personal life with a plan. Because especially those who go to boarding schools, even those in day schools, they wake up in the morning and they need to start off a day. They need a plan. Any plan to plan for the day, and that comes from you, a parent. If children don't see you planning, until you wake up in the morning and you make statements that mean you don't know where to begin from on that very day, your children are listening. They know we have a planless father or a planless mother. Surely it's important to sleep with a plan. So, have realistic budgets. 2, responsibly managing credit. Credit is the money that we receive, we get, that comes to us. So when you get the money, how do you manage it? So we are saying responsibly manage resources. Role model before your children. Let them know we've got some money. Yeah, okay. Traditionally here we hide these things like that. Issues of money are hidden. I don't know, maybe not every family, but Most fathers culturally will hide their income, will not tell the family whether they have money or not, but they want to feel the family members to feel they are the heads, and therefore when there is need they are able to supply. Ideally, you could set aside some money for purposes of helping your children learn planning. And when you set that money aside, call your children. Tell them we have gotten some money. This is some money we have. And then plan with them how well you can manage it together. Some may say, Daddy, we've taken long without eating fish. Can we eat fish? Can we go out? Can we? Then you intercept with wisdom as a father and communicate to your children that we need to make a list of things that we want to do, spend on. And then after making a list, set priorities. Set priorities. Help your children learn to set priorities. Not everything that comes to your mind you should spend on it. And setting priorities, that means you help your children learn to spend money wisely, not to regret after. Because one thing should come to the item. Number one should be maybe consider saving before you spend. Teach that to your children, that when the money comes to your pocket, think about saving before you spend it. Responsible managing of credits and debts. If there are any debts, Daddy, deal with those debts. Involve the children. Let them know you are able to pay a certain debt following a given time. Whereas when money comes, you subtract some money and pay off your debts. Because your children in schools also borrow from fellow students, especially you parents who have not helped your children to manage the sources well. When they eat up everything that they have, they start borrowing. And they borrow with no limit. As long as anybody is willing to offer him, he'll take it. I'll give you when my mom comes. I'll give you when VD comes. And then you find this controversy. Somebody comes and reports and says, Reverend, this has happened. I gave my money to this person, but now the things happen. Especially to children whose parents have not taught them how to manage resources. Saving for unexpected expenses. When you have money to spend at home, teach your children to save. And why do we save? Tell them the reason why you save. Because, sincerely, in life, there are issues that come unexpectedly. And when they come, they should find us ready, strong, to approach them so that people don't get sick of stress and collapse because they are not ready to manage some issues. Please, in case you want to send in a message, a WhatsApp message, you can send on my number 0779 89908. 0779 89908. You can send a comment, appreciation, or recommendation for this program. Another thing that is involved is learning how to invest. Teach your children how to invest. A given amount of money at home is brought on the table or is addressed on the table on paper, and part of use to that money should be investment. Let your children learn to invest. At home, my wife bought about 4 birds. 4 birds. These are croilers. She has let them to feed on free will. They feed and they are growing. And that was a decision we made to invest some of our money into croilers. One day they are going to be grown-ups and we shall have to eat them instead of buying. In fact, we feed them little, but most of the time they feed by themselves. Now, let us see something else here. Managing, saving for unexpected expenses, and learning how to invest. These all will be important life skills for every young adult master. Parents, take charge. Teach your children how to use money appropriately. Financial management skills is in a student gives him or her management abilities of daily expenses, credit and debts, future needs. Once your child has these skills, will manage future needs, will have good time management. People who are poor time managers usually at the same time don't have skills of managing resources. The mind of good resource management builds capacity in you to be a good time manager. You don't waste time. Saving. Your children will have ability to save. Use of educational loans. Most parents, by the way, borrow money to pay school fees. And these come as loans for parents to pay as you study a child. Let the child know he's studying but on a loan. And let that child participate in managing that loan very well. How? By studying, yielding results out of this painful money, and painfully because it has to be paid again. And also purpose of the education loan. The child should go with knowledge of the purpose of that education loan. Decision making. People with good financial management have ability to make good decisions. Parents, I hope you're listening. They have ability to make good decisions. If you want your children to decide well, teach them financial management skills. Problem solving. The people who know how to manage resources well, they have ability to solve problems as they encounter them day by day. It's true. You can carry out the investigation and you discover this is very, very true. And then stress management. You see, these are areas which disturb our children most of the time, and they make weird, funny decisions. You don't expect your child to go with a boy, don't expect your child to sleep on every girl, but because he has not been helped, the boy has chosen to go astray, to lead a stress-filled life, and by doing such weird things, assumption is to help to reduce the stress, which is not true. Interaction skills are developed. There's an English saying, an empty purse keeps the mouth shut. I remember my English, that was primary. An empty purse. If there's no money in your purse, you'll find your mouth shut. You cannot talk. You cannot talk. Therefore, if you want your child to have good interaction skills with others, help that child, boy and girl, to have good management skills, because that proper management of resources will avail resources in the child's past, and therefore the child is able to have esteem to say something among her fellow students. And career planning. You see, the power of good resource management also caters for career planning in the life of your child. The children you'll find who are reckless, they never mind about the future. Whatever comes, let it come. They take it the way it comes. And you see someone too relaxed in this competitive world. Parents, you need to help the children. We need to help our children so that they plan their lives day by day, and also think about what they want to be in future so that they are relevant to you parents when they grow up, relevant to their church, relevant as well to this country. Therefore, train your child to use a saving account. A parent may say, what should we do? Train your child to use a saving account. You can open an account parent alongside your child. So because the law does not allow a child below 18 to open an account, but you parent, you can open an account on behalf of your child so that the child is able to follow his or her account. Find a way of saving money on that account for this child to learn planning. Avoid impulse buying. Help your child or train your child not to spend anyhow. Because there's money in your pocket, everything that impresses you, we should buy. Daddy, can we have those sweets? Wow, they look nice. You buy me some. Daddy, again, I see ice cream over there. Let us have also ice cream there. No, train your child not to exercise that impulse way of buying, that whatever impresses you should be bought, even the unnecessary. That's how money is wasted, by the way. That's how money is wasted. Train your child to save for major life events. Let your child try to save for his future. For example, if it's in primary, you can start saving for college, for university, right way back. At least if it is not saving pocket money, rather school fees or tuition, let the child save pocket money. This pocket money I'm saving, I'll be using it at tertiary university or university because I'll need more money. Perhaps my dad, mom may not be able to pay my fees at the same time give me pocket money, and that will energize, will build esteem in your child. Avoid as I save for major life events such as college. Use a budget. I've already talked about that. Train your child to use a budget. Every time your child has gotten money and is going to do something, help that child draw a budget. There must be a budget. Okay, my son, how much is your pocket money? Good. Okay. Can I see the budget? How you're going to spend your money throughout the term? Okay. Before VD, until VD, I come to add you more money. Yes, there should be a budget. Certainly, if your child is not trained to use a budget, there will be repercussions. There will be bad results as a result of not receiving such training. Get the best price for a product. Some children are not trained how to bargain. They just buy. I remember I was still a culprit of this during my school days in primary. I think yes, primary. I could visit and lower secondary. I used to visit Owino to go shopping. I remember often I bought my shoes. And the first entrance, as long as I've entered the window and I find shoes, I could easily pick a shoe right from there. Right from there, the shoe I feel I want. And I remember very well reaching school, you find your fellow students having better shoes. You try to ask, how much did you buy that shoe? And the child will say, almost the same amount you bought yours. And say, I think I didn't give it more time to look at a variety of shoes to make the best choice. So train your children. Get the best price for products and good products. That means they must learn to bargain. They must learn to bargain. Not how much? 50,000. Okay, nice. I'll pay that 50,000. No, it doesn't work that way. You can bargain. You can say, man, can't you reduce that fee to 40,000? Would you take my 40? Train these skills to your children. This is how they can save more money than spending excessively. Earn money. Train your children to earn money, and at any age. I really wanted to talk about this. Parents, while at home, you may assign your children certain chores. Of course, this is work which does not deserve to be paid for. But if there is capacity in you, a parent, it is not evil. It has no harm to say, my daughter, my sons, go and pick up coffee. Everyone who picks maybe 50 kilograms will earn this amount of money. It's not bad. Train your children to work and earn, because people who earn work. There's nothing for nothing. There must be work. Of course, it is work at home. They have a right to just work without pay, but you can give them tokens, thank you tokens. And if you bring 50 kilograms, I'll give you maybe 5,000. And that's money they can also plan for and save well for their future. So earn money at any age, especially as tokens of appreciation, because many of our children lack appreciation from their parents. Giving accountability. Parents, you give children money and you don't ask for accountability. This is very bad. This is grooming terrible people for our country. People have used resources, public resources, irresponsibly, because they are not trained to give accountability. Let us train our children that when I give you money, I need to see how you have spent it. Where is the balance? And you say, I'll not ask for balance because too little money. No, that is spoiling the child. Let the child report the balance to you. It's up to you to say, now, keep this balance with your savings. Or keep this balance until I ask for it. Parents can teach their children to manage their own finances by also showing the children your pay slip and explain what you had to go through to find employment. Share with your children what you went through to find employment. When you earn, show them, be proud, feel proud to show your children this is how I earn. And if you put in enough, if you invest in your education well, following the fees I pay as your parent, you will also in the future earn as this. This is one way to motivate your children to work hard for their future. Start with the physical currency and then teach about banks. Teach children about saving, sharing, and spending with allowances. Help children to learn making comparison about different shops. Like me, how I used to visit Owino long time ago to buy shoes, and I could simply buy shoes from the first stall. No, I wish, later on I realized it was necessary for me to move through comparing. So here we are learning to teach our children to compare things. Okay, I have seen these clothes in this shop, but let me also, before I pay, let me also see these stalls. Perhaps I could find something unique or better, or something of lower, that will take less money than I have. Also, help children to learn making comparison about different shops. Encourage older children to earn more money. This is hard work. The more they work, encourage them to work more in order to earn. Teach the importance of giving. Now, this is back to church. The more you give, a generous heart receives more, always. Let us not forget to model before our children about giving. Parents, don't expect your children to give, to share, when you don't share. Give to the church. Give, plan, budget for the tithe. Give to the needy, and then your children will really learn, and it will be easier for them to share the data they have with others. We were practicing charity. We had a charity Sunday in Soroma Christian School, and the child who came and was bothered when she saw these needy children, she went ahead to call the parents and send her more stuff so that she can contribute to charity. And she was sending for clothes, shoes that I'm not using at home, and I heard the mother was also willing to do the same. That was so good. Can we train our children to support others, to give? Because the hand that giveth shall receive. Conclusion. Parents, we need to acknowledge that we have a problem in this area. because most of us have not been good role models. Many of the young people today think of spending any penny that falls in their hand without any smart planning. Let us do the mentioned recommendations you've had through this talk to parents. For parents, in order to groom our children and help them have good management, financial management skills, especially managing hard cash. I want to thank you so much for listening to this program. This program continues to plead for anyone out there who is willing to sponsor it. Contact us. And that's my number, 0779 89908. Very productive. We thank you so much, Family TV, for enriching lives. God bless you. I send my greetings to my family, to children, students of Seroma, staff, and also the Christians of Mukono Diocese and the entire